Hello, welcome back. I'm sorry about the abrupt ending on that, but the battery decided to run out. So anyway, we'll carry on from where we left off, and that is it. I carried on because obviously before I changed the battery I just wanted to get that front white stripe fully on. Okay, so we've now got the main bits on there. Now on the top we have a couple of roundels, which are obviously these. They're not I think they're just numbered as number 12. Yeah, they're all number 12, so it doesn't matter what ones, because all four that are on there are the same. So what I'm going to do now is to cut them and put them in the water. And again, remember when you're cutting to give space to another decal that may be very close to the ones that you're working on, because it's nice to have a little bit of paper to grip when you're doing it, so that you're not right on the edge. So that's it. I've got them off there, two together, like so. And then kind of work out roughly where they're going to go on the top. These are going on the top. So there is a line just in, and yeah, so they're just in from that line. There's a line just in there. You can see, you might not see it on the camera, but because of the paint, obviously, but it's just in there. It will have a little bobble in it because you've got these little bobbly bits sticking up on the top of the wing. Right, so I'm going to pop them both in at the same time, because one can stay on the paper and one can come off, so that I can pop that on. And then you basically just need to line it up by eye, because that's all you can really do. But I think the plane is beginning to look really good now, so let's see what we can get up to this time. Yeah, that was a bit hairy, that front one, but it just goes to show, it doesn't matter how much experience you got, you can get caught out quite easily. And obviously the thinner the decal, the harder it is. But again, if you can, try and keep some of it on the paper and pull it back. I think the thing is with this, I'm still doing it on the stand, and it's quite wobbly on this stand. I don't want to glue it on there, because I like the stand because you can twist it around, yeah, a bit like what a red arrow would look like when it's blasting through the sky. So to me, the guy that designed this stand, I think really done an excellent job. Right, so this should just slide straight off onto there, which it's going to. Yes, that one's on. I'm leaving that on the paper, that second one. I'm not going to touch that until I'm happy with the first one. So I'm tilting it so I can see that line, bringing it in a little bit, like so from that line. Just going to move it about, and look at that, it's quite close to that. So I think put a little bit of water on there just to smooth her out a little bit, just to go on that. It should flatten down as it dries out, so you've got to be careful, because obviously now my finger is moving it. Yeah, that's still about right actually. These have just come in a tad about there. That's it. Now I think I'm just going to leave that like that, and if it needs a little bit of smoothing out, I'll do that in a minute. As it dries, it will pull in a bit more. So that's the top roundel on there, and then we're going to go round to the other wing, which might be easier to do it from here. See if that slides. It does. Straight off, look at that. And then I can see the line a bit easier this way actually. Put that across like so, give that a bit of a squash with the water, just to push it down. And how are we looking as regards that one? It's about there. Needs to come back just a fraction, I think, about there. That's it. So I think we've made quite a success of that. there. We've got one other little one to put on, which is some numbers, which goes kind of under there. So which is got a number on it, which is XX310. This is its number 3. Number 3 is the top one there. So I'm now going to cut that there. As you can see, we're getting through them now. So that's it. You'd think the second side should be easy, but it's not always. Sometimes it might pay you to take a break and don't try and do the whole lot in one go. Have a bit of a rest, because as you could see earlier on, my hands started to shake after a while, which is not because I'm scared, but I'm not, but it's just, I think it's because you know that just one little bit can mess it up. So put that in there like so, let that soak, and this goes underneath that towel wing there, goes on that piece there, and that's just a number, like I say, XX310. Don't know what that really means, but I'm sure if there's aircraft buffs out there, they will know what that means. Whether it's the number of the vehicle, you know, the plane itself, it's got a number, a unique number. I would imagine it's something like that, but I don't know for sure. This one has sunk to the bottom and doesn't want to come out, so that doesn't help a lot. That's it. Right, let's see what we can do on this one. Are you going to move or not? Yes, it is. Right, so I'm going to get that on there. Well, I'm not. I'm going to drop it first, actually. That's it. Try and get it the right way up, because it's much easier to put it the right way up than to... I'm going to just dip that in the water, actually, just to get a bit of water on it. And I'll just get it on there and slide that off if I can. Yep. It's decided to stick to me now. Which is not what I wanted it to do. That's it. It's on the plane, but the plane's collapsed. Right, we'll take it off the stand and we'll do it like this. So all I'm going to do now is just move it around with the paintbrush, like so. So as you can see now, I hope you can, wherever it is, there we are, get her into view. That's it. I don't know if you can see that underneath there, like so. You've got the number underneath. Right, let's just smooth that out. That's it, up there you need to go. Yeah, it kind of overlaps that a little bit like there. Right, I'm going to settle for that. So that's that one side of the plane anyway. Completely done. I'm going to put it back on the stand because I don't really want to hold it and put my fingers over the decals before they're really dry. But anyway, that's that one side of the plane. Now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go away and finish the second side because it's going to be exactly the same, and I do need a break myself for a minute before I carry on. So I'm not going to show you the second side because it's exactly the same as the first. Crucial, just recap the main points. Study the pictures on the box because they are all you've got. Unless you're a real buff and you know exactly where everything goes, but most of us will follow. They're numbered. Find the actual decal itself on the bit that comes. Find the number. Have a look at it. Even when you cut it out, and allow as much around the outside of the decal as you can, hold it up against there to see if it looks roughly the same. All you got to remember is that on the decal there's no red apart from in the middle of the roundels, but on the other bit there is no red because the red is the plane. So the towel looks like the Union Jack. It's very clever how that was designed. So you've put the red on when you've painted it to look like the Union Jack. I'm quite pleased with that. And it, as I demonstrated, and I don't know how many planes and things I've made over the years, but quite a few. And yeah, I struggled a bit. So you're not going to find it easy, but you have to take your time. And the secret, one of the secret weapons to putting decals on is a paintbrush, a very fine paintbrush. Perhaps, in a sense, better than the tweezers, because sometimes the tweezers can be a bit harsh. But the paintbrush, keep dabbing the water on, softening the decal up all the time and livening it back up. All the time it's live, it will go on. If it starts to dry, the only thing it will do then is tear. And once the decal is torn, well, you can revive it, but you're always going to have that little bit and think, it would have been better if I hadn't have done that. But failing that, you can always get hold of Airfix or Hornby Hobbies and tell them you've had a mishap, and I don't know, there might be a small cost, but yeah, just get them to send you another set and have another go. You won't be the first person to mess one up, I can assure you. I've messed hundreds in the past. But it didn't worry too much when we were kids. We just wanted the plane to go out and play with. But now I want scale models of various things. So anyway, I'm going to call that here. I'll probably just make a very short video when I'm finished, just to prove to you that I've done it. But I'm going to have a little bit of a rest now, and then come back when it's complete and just make a very short video at the end. All right, I'm sorry it cut out halfway through. We've had to do it in 2 bits, but I put a brand new battery in there that should have lasted, but there you are. Things do go wrong. But anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this, then please give me a like, subscribe, because there is another model that I've got coming. I've got it on a wait list at Airfix because it's not been released yet. And when it does, I'm going to build that completely from start to finish. And if you want to follow along with that, it's a little bit more advanced than this. But yeah, again, modelling is modelling. So nothing's always harder. It might look hard in the beginning, but probably the hardest thing of this model so far was putting the decals on. So there we are. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon.